Feeling good?
Feeling fucking fan-fucking-tastic.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start out this session like we do every time by doing a little recap of what happened last time, if I can remember correctly, because I didn't get a chance to re-listen to the audio from last session. But the crew, whatever you're called, did some exploration in Vallaki. You went to the barracks where you attempted to gather some information as to the whereabouts of Ezmerelda Davinier, who is the person that Marzen and Mara are trying to locate. That's kind of your main mission that you received from the Van Richten Society for Paranormal Inquiry. You had joined up with a ranger who emerged from the fog and shrouded woods. Stanley Maki. Yep. Stanley Maki.
It's a ranger guy.
Yeah, totally. That's a good ranger name.
Yeah.
So you had spent some time in Vallaki. You spoke with the woman at the front desk of the barracks. You then, you kind of got stumped there. You went to the Reformation Center, which was closed for the day, and tried to bribe the guard into letting you in, but he didn't fall for it, even though you tried to entice him with probably the only wineskin in the entire town of Vallaki at this point. So you hit a dead end there. You finally made your way to the Burgomaster's mansion, where you met the Burgomaster's wife, Lydia. You spoke with the Burgomaster, taking a very different approach from your last attempt in Vallaki, and you essentially tried to create an ally, an asset of the Burgomaster, and although he seemed a bit skeptical about your intentions in terms of trying to locate and potentially communicate and deliver a letter, you basically laid it all out on the line, to be honest with you, with this trying to locate and deliver a letter to this Vistani woman. Of course, the Vistani are not looked upon in high favor in this town. You were still able to gain his trust for the moment, and you bribed him, or not really bribed him, but you won him over by giving him the wine flask. Yep. And he was pretty happy about that. He indicated that he would meet you the next morning at the Reformation Center to help you out as best he could. After that, Marzen and Stan split off from Mara. Mara went to the Church of St. Andrel and spoke with a rather infirmed and deteriorating Father Lucian Petrovich. You indicated to the priest that you would help protect the flock for the night. You spoke with Milovaj and gained a little bit of information about his involvement in the theft of the bones of St. Andrel. Meanwhile, the ranger and the bard were out hunting wolves with a couple of fellas and actually did pretty well. You were able to...
No matter how it looked, we did pretty well.
Yeah, well, I mean, Marzen did pretty well from what it looked like.
Killed 3 wolves.
He got 2, 3, depending on your perspective, of the 3 wolves fell at his hand. And as the deal was made earlier in the evening with the 2 wolf hunters, you were able to keep the heads and turn them in for the bounty.
Which the bounty was kind of shit.
Back at the church, Mara was on watch, I believe, after speaking with Milovaj, and observed a woman get up from her sleeping area and make her way to the front door of the church. And although you attempted to stop her from leaving the church, she disappeared into the mists. A little bit of a commotion was stirred, and a man, which turned out to be her husband, ran out into the darkness to try to find her. The doors were quickly closed, and I believe, is there anything else that happened?
Did I get their names?
I don't know if you did.
Okay.
hunting party made it back into the gates.
Yep. So we're picking up the following morning. You had your long rest, Mara, and you were able to level up to level 4. The two boys, on the other hand, are just getting back. Have not had a chance to take a rest yet.
Yeah, please remind me what happened. I was down to 3 hit points, and then I have equals 11. So I picked up 7 hit points somewhere along the way. I think I'm at 11.
I think it was me.
Yeah, we had.
No, it was the good
No,
berries.
it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Was it good berries?
Yeah,
okay.
that's what it was.
Yeah, you picked up 8 hit
'Cause I haven't
points
seen
from
you
the good
yet.
berries. No. So, let's pick up there. Let's start with Marzen and Stan. What are you doing? The
We
day
went
is
to
yours.
Yeah, we went to the Blue Water Inn.
Got our bounty at the gate.
Yep.
Mhm.
Then we're about to, I guess, waiting at the Blue Water Inn for about an hour or so. If we don't see Mara, then we're gonna head over to the Burgermaster.
Okay.
It's not light yet, right?
Well, it's hard to tell that the sun is coming up because
Right.
of the thick fog,
Right.
but you do hear roosters crowing,
Okay.
and so you get the sense, and people are starting to stir in the church.
Okay.
You get the sense that dawn has come, albeit very subdued and shrouded in mist.
I'm going to go in and check on the father before I leave.
Okay.
So.
You enter his chamber, and as you enter, the air smells kind of stale. You hear a low moaning coming from the old man as he lays in his bed.
Father, what's wrong?
Mara, what has happened?
Well, I think it's more important to find out what's going on with you first. What's going on?
I feel so weak.
How do you feel? Tell me what's going on besides weak. Are you in pain?
I just have no energy. I've got to get up.
Well, you don't look like you're very
He struggles to sort of push himself up in the bed.
Yeah,
And,
Father, it doesn't look like you're going anywhere.
I must tend to the flock.
Father, can you tell me what's been going on here? I mean, did you eat something? Did you did you come in contact with somebody or something that?
He tries to explain to you, but it doesn't seem like he's making a ton of sense. And as he's talking to you, Milovaj, and you hear someone enter behind you, and Milovaj is there, and he comes up to you and he's like, "How is he?"
He's not good. Can you tell me how long has this been going on? What happened?
It's only been he was barely ill 2 days ago, and now it seems to be progressing. Meanwhile, we've got something going on outside.
What's going on outside?
We have to tell him about Darina and Vasily.
Darina and Vasily are the two that left last night.
Yes.
So, what's going on outside?
You should come and see for yourself.
Okay, before I go out there, can you please tell me what did the father eat anything or go any place besides the church?
I don't know.
All right.
Not to my knowledge.
All right, let's go.
Okay, I'm coming with you.
No, stay in bed. Go to sleep.
Try to persuade him. Give me a persuasion roll.
Should have got that hold person.
What was that?
The hold person spell.
I do have hold person, but I'm trying to save a spell slot.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Dude. Well, I'm not doing too good here. 8. No, 8. Persuasion, not perception. 5.
He swings his feet down and puts them on the floor. And he says, "Milovaj, come help me. And Milovaj, dutifully and loyal to the T, runs over and kind of helps the priest.
Hold on. I'm going to do a spare the dying cantrip.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna touch
Okay.
his head.
You touch the priest and
touch the
channel your divine energy into him, and he seems to not take too much notice, but appreciates the blessing and continues to stand up and lean on Milovaj, and Milovaj kind of, basically puts an arm around the priest and puts the priest's arm over his shoulders and just kind of helps him. They start walking.
Milovaj, put him down right now. Don't touch him.
Put
him down on the bed.
He won't.
And come with me right now.
Try to roll. Are you trying to intimidate him? Roll an intimidation check.
No, I was not. I was trying to persuade him, but...
Oh, well, roll a persuasion check then. For Milovaj.
16.
Okay, he's like, Father, you need to rest, and he kind of uses his sort of prowess to kind of put him back gently into the bed, and the priest says, "Tell me what's going on."
We're trying to figure that out, Father. We're gonna go out and see what's going on, and we'll be right back. Stay here.
As you say that, he grabs the sleeve of your shirt and he says, "The bones. You've got to bring the bones back to the church. It's the only way."
We're trying, Father.
And then he kind of passes out.
Okay. Let's go, Milovaj. Let's look. I don't have much time to spare. Come on.
So he leads you out of the room, closes the door, and goes to the main doors of the church. And there's people sort of getting up. They're gathering their things. Some people are starting to leave the church, and he kind of pushes past some of those people out the door, and attempts to lead you out into the courtyard in front of the church.
Okay. And what do I see?
As you follow him out down the stairs of the church and into the muddy, it's kind of a mix of like snow and mud. There's a little bit of fresh snow on the ground at this point, but it's not a really cold morning, so it's kind of slushy and muddy. But he leads you out, and about 20 feet outside the iron gates surrounding the cemetery portion of the church, that's right in front of the church, there is the body of a woman, and she's torn to bits. And there's blood in the snow, and it's just crimson red.
Holy mackerel! All right, and can I do an investigation to see if I can recognize her as Dorina or someone else?
Sure.
That one.
It's really hard to tell
All right.
who she is. I mean, you can sort of assume based on what happened, but it doesn't. The body has been so damaged in what looks to be a struggle that it's hard to tell who it is.
Can I do also a perception check to see if I can tell what type of attack it was?
That would have been an investigation check.
Okay.
And since you rolled so low, it's really hard to tell.
Okay.
It's just a mess.
All right.
Milovaj, he says, this is either Dorina or Vasily.
Okay.
We can't let the other people see this.
Yeah. Can you please go get a sheet or a shroud or something, and we will carry the body into the graveyard. Okay. And get it out of the street.
He runs back into the church. Meanwhile, some people are coming by, and they're oh my god. People are sort of panicking a little bit. What happened? Who?
We're trying to figure out what's going on, folks. Please don't.
It was the devil. The devil did it. And people are starting to sort of get riled up, and there's people that are, they're trying to bless themselves. Or some people are going right back into the church. There's a bit of panic happening as people come out.
That would kind of perk my ears up if I were in earshot of that.
You are not. And Milovaj comes out and with a sheet and he hands you one corner, and together you lay a sheet over the body. He tries to calm some folks down. Let's just see how well he does. He does a decent job of calming folks down and sort of guiding them past the area where you are. Not everybody has seen it, so people are starting to leave and go about their business for the day.
Okay. Milovaj, let's pick this body up and take it into the graveyard. I don't think she should be inside the church, but I think maybe putting this body on consecrated ground might be helpful.
Okay. So you spend the next half hour to 45 minutes kind of cleaning up the body and moving it out of the pathway of the people and getting it out of sight. Meanwhile, let's go back to you guys.
I'm sorry, I need to instruct Milovage on something.
All right, go ahead.
Milovage, I tried to do a cantrip on the father, and it didn't seem to do any good. And this is hard to say. This usually only happens when it doesn't work. It's usually only happens when it's somebody who is undead. So I don't know what is ailing the father, but I think the least amount of contact you or anybody else has with him, the better. I think you maybe need to take some water and food into him and then lock the door from the outside, please.
What will you do?
I'm going to go to the Reformation Center to see if we can find out something about our friend and get my friends, and we'll be back.
Okay. He goes back in.
All right.
Okay, so it's been over an hour since you've gotten to the Blue Water Inn.
All right.
So is there anything that you guys want to do? We'll kind of switch back to the two of you for the moment.
I would say start drinking, but that's not
Yeah, it's
an option.
dry here.
Yeah, it's dry here. So we should probably get our bounty, sell as much meat as we can, and then make our way to the Reformation Center.
Yep. How much meat would we have been able to get from the 3 wolves?
Let's see.
It's best to sell meat when it's fresh, I understand.
From the 3 wolves, dire wolves, you got 100 pounds total.
All right.
Of
I'm assuming
good
we
quality.
got 50 then. The
Yeah,
other
we had to
group.
split that 50.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll try to sell the 50 pounds.
To Blue Water
Yep.
and staffers.
Was she able to make any rations too with
Yeah, she was able to get you guys some rations. I think you gave her 15 pounds
Yep.
before, and so she was able to get you 10 days rations
All right.
of dried meat.
We'll do the same deal. We'll, give half to her for lodging for a couple days, and so half to keep the room, then the other half for us to process.
Sure, she likes that deal.
All right.
And I have Goodberry hash marks. I have 7 sitting next to that. Does that seem logical that that's how many good berries I got off of that spell that I did earlier?
I don't know. I know you used 8 of them. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And they last for 24 hours.
So maybe I flick you a good berry saying, hey, you want some of that for rations for the day? That restores,
Yep.
gives you 24 hours of rations and restores some health.
Yeah, I'm full health though. So.
Oh, you're full?
Yeah, they didn't hit me at all.
Dirty dog, give me that back.
I got my
Didn't hit
shield
you
and
with-
stuff.
Oh.
They're smacking at me, but I think they did hit me, but I healed myself.
Oh, you healed yourself,
Yeah.
that's right.
I'll eat it though. That's
All right,
rather
go
than
ahead.
the meat, because then we could use the meat for
Yeah, save it.
rather than here.
So I'm going to go straight to the Reformation Center because I know that time's been a ticking. So that's
Okay.
I'm not going to the Blue Water. I'm going straight to the Reformation
Okay.
Center.
After we do that, and I guess we waited for a bit and we don't see her,
Okay.
head back to Reformation Center.
All right. So, because it's going to work out this way, you guys all kind of arrive at the Reformation Center about the same time. You run into each other on the way.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, guys, I am so glad to see you. Shit's going down here.
Yeah, I know we killed 3 wolves last night.
Yeah, there's something inside the walls here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I was at the church. Father is in pretty rough shape. Put him to bed last night. I just thought maybe he was just tired. This morning I did a healing cantrip on him. It didn't even make a dent, and that usually only happens when I'm in the presence of the undead. So I don't know what's going on with him. In the middle of
the walls.
In the middle of the night last night, one of the women in the church just got up and walked out the front door and just walked out. And I kept everybody inside except for her husband, who went after her. This morning, there's a bloody, messed up body out in the street in front of the church. I'm guessing it's one or the other. I don't know which one. And we covered the body and got her out of the street and moved her into the graveyard. But right now, church is at a holding pattern. People are starting to kind of move out and about, but there's something inside the walls.
Definitely sounds like they got a problem.
Yeah. So I said I'd go back to the church after we're done here. I kind of want to pick your brains and see what happened last night, but more importantly, we need to check and see if we can get in to see if Ezmerelda's here first, and then we can decide after that what our next move is.
Well,
Sound good?
yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So you continue on your way after having caught up each other on the doings and comings and goings. You regale Mara with your story of triumph over the three dire wolves.
Tell you
Inflated story.
the first ever story of the 4 wolfmen.
Hey, Stan,
It's a news story.
I'm going to tell you that at least half of that is bullshit.
At least half.
And
Hey, there's 2 other eyes that saw the truth of that too.
yeah, I've been those eyes before. I'm telling you, Stan, you gotta. Don't think you've seen what you think you've seen around this guy. But you know what? He'll give you the shirt off his back, so don't worry about it.
It's good advice, and it's all just wolf shit in the end.
Yeah. But let's hope your arrows improve, because we're gonna be leaving soon.
Sounds like she believes at least some of my story then.
Some would be the operative word. Now, what's our plan at this gate? How are we gonna get in here? What's the story?
We're meeting with the Burgomaster.
All right, where is he?
Yeah, this is pretty much by the books going in here.
So
All
they're
right.
doing their trial, right? The morning of we're gonna sit there and watch all the.
Yep. So you walk down the street together as you chit chat and catch up, and just past the Burgomaster's mansion. Again, you saw this the previous day. Is this very imposing brick building, 2-story building. There's what seems to be a stone lookout tower that sort of floats above above the complex.
Like this. Kind of like that?
Yeah, kind of like that.
That's how you described it last time.
Yeah, that's
There's
about right.
people standing up top there.
Yep, exactly. You catch the faintest glimpse of a couple of guards that are peering out of the lookout tower. There are 2 giant wooden doors that bar the entryway into the building, and that is where you spoke with the Reformation Center guard the previous afternoon. As you approach the large doors, they swing open, and a man and a woman exit from the doorway walking towards you. The man appears to be comforting her, and she's crying as they walk past you. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. It's not true. It's okay, honey. It's okay. Come on. And so they kind of brush past you, and she's kind of sobbing and making a bit of a scene. Other people are walking to the Reformation Center along with you, so there's other people that are coming to whatever the day holds at the Reformation Center.
All right. Walk in and kind of see what this is all about.
Okay, you walk in and you enter what appears to be the courtroom. It is a 2-story courtroom that has a pitched roof with rafters, several wooden benches separated from the front of the room by a 2-foot-high wooden divider fence. There's a large ornate chair that sits on a raised dais in front of the room like a throne, and you recognize the man sitting upon the chair as the Burgomaster Vargas Vallaki. the man that you spoke with yesterday. He doesn't seem to notice you as you walk in, but it does appear as though there is a trial that is just wrapping up, possibly the source of the sobbing woman. But there are people in the front row of these wooden, almost like pews, like church pews, and they seem to be shackled. And they're all kind of looking down, not making eye contact or communicating with anyone. And it appears as though there's a bit of administrative activity happening in the front.
Listened into what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
I'm
take a
curious
seat.
from you guys if any of those people shackled are the
Yeah.
girl
Do
you're
you see
looking for.
Ezmerelda? Do I see Ezmerelda?
Roll a perception check.
I'll see how many people are lined up in shackles. Is it like the whole group? of them?
There's 4 people.
Four
in
people?
front, yeah. And
9.
then there's other people that are sitting in like the audience, quote unquote, of
Alright.
the courtroom.
I'm just gonna search around everywhere too.
Okay.
9 for me.
Okay.
I think I got a 9.
Oh, no
also.
pad for you, huh? On the
Nope.
small screen.
Perception 6.
Okay, so neither of you sees who you believe to be Ezmerelda. There are, in fact, there's nobody in the courtroom that you recognize
Right.
at all,
Other than
other than
the Baron.
Vargas,
Yeah,
the
okay.
burgomaster.
Right.
Yeah.
Is yeah, never mind.
Okay.
I don't see anything.
Okay. So, think like I said, it's sort of in between sessions, so you can. What do you want to do?
Listen to one of the trials, like what they're actually saying and like what
Okay.
they're accusing them of.
Sure.
So
All right. So
you said it's break, right?
there's some administrative shuffling going on. It's what you if you have any sort of.
Is he approachable at this point?
He's on the other side of this wooden sort of fence.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
we're in the gallery.
You're in the
and
gallery.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but what I'm getting at is like, is it obvious that we should not go up there and talk to him?
Roll an insight check.
16. Sorry.
You
bad
get
math.
the sense based on the activity that the burgomaster is engaging in with some administrative staff, along with the very imposing guards. There's 6 guards that are standing around, 2 on either side of the dais that he sits upon, and then 4 additional guards around the perimeter of the room.
Okay.
The 2 that stand on either side of his throne look very well armed
Okay.
and very serious.
All right, then we shall not. I'm not going to approach him. I can't speak for you two, but maybe we should have a sit down where he might be would be able to see us. Maybe.
is there guards on like the side, like say here's the audience and what they're right there?
There's
Is there guards
there's
on
a
the
guard
side?
right when you walk in. There's a guard on either side of the
Right.
entryway. There are 2 they look almost more impressive guards that are standing on either side of the throne/judge area, and then there are 2 additional guards that are standing on the edges of the front aisles of seating.
All right. I'll talk to one that seems like it would be appropriate to or right to speak with one of them.
So that would probably be one of the guards
Like
that,
as
at
we
the
enter?
entrance.
All right.
Yep.
And ask them basically, is the trial determining if they are minions of the devil, or is it just, all these trials? What exactly are these trials for?
So this is your first time to the executioner's court, eh?
Yeah, we're
Ah.
kind of intrigued.
Well, it's
here.
better to be on this side of the bench than the other side, I suppose.
Yep.
These people are fucked.
Do all Vallaki get executed, or is this trial just basically to see if they are?
The Vistani, you mean?
Yeah, Vistani.
Vistani, yeah, they're presumed guilty. There's not much they can do to prove their innocence in this courtroom.
Do they actually go through a trial?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Whether it's the burgomaster as it is today or one of the reformers, but we hold a trial. They have an opportunity to prove their innocence, I suppose. They can beg for mercy. Of course, the burgomaster loves begging. Mercy is rarely shown, however. They're just about to get started. Find yourselves a seat.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna take my bow off and wave to the burgomaster.
Okay.
Sitting up front, I want to. I'm just gonna
Try
see
to
if I can
signal
catch
him?
his eye and just, hey, I'm over here.
All right.
Friendly.
Okay. We'll see if he notices you. How subtle or non-subtle are you in this attempt? How are you trying to get his attention?
I'm relatively subtle. I am kind of sketched out by being in this compound.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to politely wave, kind of like I was
Pretty much doing this
Like
when
one
you
of
sit
these.
down.
Like one of these.
I would almost say like gang sign.
I'm gonna flash him some.
He's like,
Oh boy! Roll a performance check for me.
Performance. I don't think I have much performance. Oh, we're minus on performance. Yeah, but we got 13.
Okay.
Lucky 13.
Oh yeah, yeah. He takes notice of you, and he kind of gives a nod as
Okay.
well.
And then I make my way to sit courteously. It was just a, not making a big deal, but just,
Hey, we're here.
hey, good to see him.
Yep.
Sitting down.
As you sit down, the next accused gets up, is sort of pushed up by one of the guards.
is one of the
And
foreign change, or is
It's
it-
one of the foreign
All right.
chains. Yep. And it's basically the next one in line. Is moved to the front and is standing facing the burgomaster. And what ensues is a sort of a kangaroo court, if you will, where the Vallakian is basically accused of being a member of Lady Fiona's insurgency, part of a cult. You start to understand that there was a cultish element to what she was attempting to do by overthrowing the burgomaster's reign and rule over the town, to bring what the burgomaster describes as an age of lawlessness and blood to Vallaki. And he goes on and on talking about how under his astute leadership they were able to quell the insurgency, put them down, and are now swiftly but humanely rounding up the conspirators that were in league with Lady Fiona. And he goes on and on and on talking about how great he's been doing with wrapping this thing up, and how he's enacting swift justice, and how the people demand that he essentially put these people to death to cleanse Vallaki of this hopelessness and despair, and that by doing so, all will be well in Vallaki. And so he goes on and on and on, and he offers an opportunity for it's a young man, that for the young man to plead for his life and beg for mercy, and at the end of it, the outcome is that the burgomaster basically sentences him to death. And at that point, the man starts to weep, and he is taken away by another set of guards that come in and pull him out of the courtroom. At that point, he rings the gavel on the table in front of him and says that there'll be a break in the proceedings, and that people should stay tuned because he'll be back in just a little bit.
All right.
At that point, he gets up from where he's sitting. He leaves through a door to the right of where he's sitting.
His right or our right?
If you're looking at where he's sitting, it's your right.
Okay.
He walks through a door. It's on the opposite side of the small dividing fence.
Okay.
Within minutes,
Hey guys,
what
should we
appears
try
to
to
be
go
an
and meet him?
administrator walks through and starts approaching you.
All right, here it comes, guys.
Well, hello. How's it going, sir?
Very good, thank you. Nice to see you. The Burgomaster would like to chat with you as previously arranged. If you would like to follow me, I will bring you into the main hall.
Thank you.
Yep, we would love to.
I'll fall.
Okay, so he leads you through the side door and into a large hall. It seems to be the main walkway of the building, and it connects the main floor that you're on with the second story of the building, but with a large, really wide, beautiful staircase, very ornate, much like the woodwork in the Burgomaster's mansion. This staircase is kind of the set piece of this room, and it goes up through the center of the room. The Burgomaster stands in the main hall and greets you as you enter. Thank you for coming. It's so good to see you.
Thank you for seeing us.
I appreciate the, of course, hospitality of your gift last night. I was able to sample the mead. It was very tasty.
I'm glad it was to your liking.
Satisfaction.
Yeah, satisfaction.
Yes, very good. I wish we had more in town. It seems to be a bit of a dry town lately. But irregardless, I would like to see if there's anything I can do to help you with your search for your friend. You know, he gives you kind of a weird look.
We were seeing if we could see if she is possibly detained here, or obviously there's been no record of her coming through under the name that we know of. But is there a place where you guys are detaining the rest of the Vistani that you are grabbing?
We do have some holding cells. My associate here can certainly take you to those areas, and you can take a look.
Right.
I warn you, however, that these are criminals of the worst kind.
Yeah.
These are conspirators. These are thieves, murderers. These are the hopeless. Those that would attempt to bring doom and gloom into our wonderful village of Vallaki. And please respect the rules of this Reformation Center.
Yep,
We very much appreciate this, and Baron, there's been an incident near the church that I feel you should know about, but I don't think now. And I kind of look around because there's other people and other guards, or maybe this is maybe not the best time to discuss it. So
How serious of a matter is this?
It's pretty serious.
Well, come with me then. We must chat before I need to get back to my duties as the Burgomaster.
So,
He bids you to follow him,
okay.
and you follow him into a small chambers.
All of us, or just me?
Yeah, I kind of work
Well,
to
it depends.
follow along.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll come too. 'Cause
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
say one more
Yeah.
thing to him.
So the three of you follow Vargas and his associate into a cozy but well-furnished room. There's a bookshelf and a couple of desks on the east wall, and a tall wardrobe slightly ajar. There's a wash basin in the corner of the room, and a number of plush pillows are piled by a fireplace. There's a similarly plush couch sitting nearby. Tucked in the far corner is a small footlocker. It seems to be sort of almost like a living quarters, or a lounge type of area, break room, if you will. And he turns to you, Mara, and he says, "Now, tell me what has happened with the
Who
church."
else is in the room besides
Nobody.
the four of us? Okay. Baron, I really don't want to be the bearer of this news. I just want to say this up front, but you're the person in charge, and you need to know. Last night, my friends were out hunting wolves. They were very successful.
Well, some of us at least.
And
We're very successful.
I, being a follower of Lathander and of the Order of the Light, all right, you guys, pay attention.
Sorry.
This is a serious matter. I stayed at the church to see if I could help the father due to my religious calling. I felt it was my duty to do so.
Of course.
And the father is taken very, very ill. I made him sleep. I put him in his room, and I stayed up with...
Priest's illness, of course, is not a matter of national security.
No, I'm just setting the stage, Baron. Because
please, if you will.
Yes. I was staying up to kind of keep an eye on things. Things were going along fine. And in the middle of the night, a young woman got up and walked straight out the front door of the church. And I did not follow her because of the curfew and because of the dangers you have warned us about, and tried to keep other people in the church, but I was unable to keep her husband from going out as well. I barred the door after they left, and this morning early, we found a body that had been mutilated.
My God.
Beyond recognition. We don't know if it was her or him.
Where is the body now?
It's now, we were able to get it out of the street, wrap it up. We wrapped it up and put it in the graveyard. So it wasn't we didn't want it in the church to alarm people. We didn't want it in the street to alarm people. But the body is there in the graveyard at this moment. That means there's something or someone inside of the gates that is wreaking havoc, and I thought you should know.
Sounds to me like the work of this dreadful cult is still creeping and seeping into our village.
Would they attack in this manner, Baron? It really looked like an animal type attack. I'm not contradicting you, but that's because you didn't have eyes on it like I did. I want to describe better what I saw. It did not look like the work of a human.
I can only imagine that this is the work of Lady Fiona's nearly extinguished cult, but we don't know until we know. So I will send some of my best men to investigate.
You do have some badass wolves on the other side of the gate too.
Yeah, that was my first thought, that maybe a wolf had gotten inside.
Possible.
It was just a guess, Baron. I'm not accusing. Looking at the carnage that I saw, that's what it appeared to be. It appeared to be that type of attack.
That is troubling.
Baron, if I asked, or may I ask, what type of swift justice will these cultists receive?
Oh, they will hang.
Might I add a suggestion to you?
We don't want to presume.
Yep.
But continue.
Instead of a quick hanging, there are, of course, wolves out beyond your gates. What if you provide these cultists a alternative means to that, and one that could also help benefit your city, and basically putting them on a wolf hunting detail? It would show the rest of the city that you're merciful for allowing them to a opportunity to live, or a choice if they would like to live longer. And it would also rid you of a problem with wolves. Either they will slay the wolves themselves or be slain, and then the wolves would probably occupy them from trying to get to your city as well.
My friend, I can tell that you are not a politician, and I will allow you to make your suggestion. However, mercy has never been a tool that has served the town of Vallaki well. Mercy only leads to weakening our steadfast determination to bring light and hope to this community. These cultists have done nothing but erode that hope, and the people demand that they be killed. Now, sending them out beyond the gates to hunt wolves is certainly another form of execution, if you will, for these people know nothing of fighting as you do. But I must show and create a display of goodwill among the people of Vallaki, and that display of goodwill is at the end of a noose. Now, if you will excuse me, I need to get back to the proceedings. I will send, as I said, some of my men to investigate the apparent murder in front of the church. And my associate here, Jeeves, will take you to the holding cells where you can see if the Vistani that you seek is in our building.
Thank you, Baron.
Yep, thank you.
We appreciate this.
Good
And
day.
thank you for indulging us. We are not of this land, and we appreciate that you understand that. We are still learning your ways.
You may not be from this land, but you are of this land now, for better or worse. And with that, he turns and leaves the cell. And the other fella, who is a well-kept, middle-aged man, he's got a streak of sort of white hair in his brown, slick-back hairdo, and he's got a high-collared jacket on, and he says, "Please, if you would follow me."
Follow him.
Okay.
All right, we're following.
Back into the main hall, and he leads you up the stairs of the main hall into a second-story balcony that then he takes a set of keys out of his pocket, and it's an old school iron ring with a bunch of keys on it, kind of like the janitor's keys from grade school.
Yep.
And he
Janitor
tries a
keys.
key, and he's like, "Ah, damn it!" And he tries another key, "Ah." And then he finally, third time, he opens the door, and the door opens, and he steps through the doorway into the next room.
I was watching that.
I'm
sketched out by this whole operation, and I was watching and noticing him
Which
and the
key was?
keys and which keys were doing what.
Roll a
which ones
perception
didn't
check.
work. 8.
There's a lot of keys on that chain
There's a
ring,
lot of
basically, is what
keys.
you noticed. You're like,
Yeah.
holy crap, there's a lot of keys.
Yes.
He walks through the doorway and into another hall.
I'll follow right behind him.
As you follow him in, you emerge into what appears to be the prison ward. It contains rows upon rows of cells locked by floor-to-ceiling iron bars. Each cell contains a makeshift cot and a single bucket for waste. It stinks of feces and urine.
We still got all of our equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
The majority of the cells are occupied. There are a few that are unoccupied. There are actually 4 that are unoccupied. The occupants, for the most part, seem to be subdued and very quiet. Some of them laying on their cots, some of them sitting up against the walls, holding their heads in their hands. There's a woman in one of the cells who seems to be sobbing and talking to herself. There's another cell where there's a man who seems to be old, well-dressed. Looks to be maybe more well-dressed than most of the people you've seen. He's pacing back and forth in his cell. Others are cowering, it seems like, and sort of like almost as if they see something that's not there. And as I mentioned, talking to themselves in what just sounds to your ears as gibberish. It kind of has this feel of like a gothic insane asylum more than it does like a prison.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys, let's be efficient here. I don't like it.
Yep, just looking for females. So just stopping and looking at every cell that has a female in it.
Okay. So let's see here.
Were we given any kind of code word or password or some way that would identify
Just the
us to her? Because we don't know what she looks like.
We were described what she looks like. That was one of the things. I'm pretty sure, because we asked if we knew what before we left. That would have been something. If we're looking for someone, obviously we're gonna have to know what she looks like.
Yeah, you would have been
Yeah.
provided with a
Details
description,
about
Like a
about
dossier
what she would,
kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Something that would kind of give us an
All right.
insight of like, yeah, this is her.
All right.
Yeah. You know from the conversations you had with your contact at the Van Richten Society for Paranormal Inquiry,
Yeah.
that she has a very distinct scar underneath her left eye that kind of curves like a crescent moon towards her ear.
Thank you.
Okay,
Do you
so
guys have anything that you can give me to help spot this person so we can
We'll tell
get
you
out of here.
exactly that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Perception on.
You are allowed to peek into the cells, but I warn you not to communicate with anyone,
Yeah, no
any of the
problem.
captives, and keep well out of reach.
Is it alright if we call to them if we can't see their face and that's it? Basically, just to get
You will
them to
ask
look up.
me before you do that
Alright.
All right.
with the individual that you wish to communicate with.
We're in your
Okay,
domain.
so you can tell that there are 3 women
Alright.
out of all the cells. There are 3 women in captivity.
Alright.
Are
we
any-
able to see their faces?
Or by their dress, can we tell if they're Vistani?
Roll a perception check. You can all roll if you want.
Oh man. Fucking 6.
11.
15.
So the 2 of you are able to see that 2 of the 3 women are dressed in more colorful clothing of what you know to be kind of the Vistani style of clothing. The other occupants of the cells tend to be in more gray earth tone clothing. Many of them are not well dressed, although some of them are well dressed. 2 of the 3 women are dressed in what you would believe to be Vistani clothing.
Okay, on the chance that she has not taken on their garb, how many of them have dark hair?
All 3 of them.
All 4, or 3 of the 4?
There's
said there
only
were
3.
4.
There are 3 women.
3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you said
2 of them are dressed in Vistani clothing,
and-
and all 3 of them have dark
all
hair.
of them have
Yep.
dark hair. Okay.
Are we able to see their face from where they're at in the cell?
Let's see. The first one. The first one, you cannot see her face.
Alright, I'll ask and be like, hey, we're trying to get a closer look at this one. Is there a way you could call her closer?
Yes. And he turns to one of the guards that's in this room and he says, "Get her attention." And so the guard walks over and he raps on the cell, and he takes from a pouch a small bit of food, and he slides it into the cell after sort of making a ruckus on the bars, and she kind of looks over and she reaches forward and grabs the food, and then she kind of slinks back and sits back against it, and she starts eating it.
Are we able to see a scar?
Yeah, you
under?
don't see a scar.
All right.
Oh, not this
Onward.
one.
Not
Yep.
this one.
Okay. The second one is looking at you with just, she's just like got this dead stare right at you.
Alright.
I'm sorry, just out of curiosity, was the first one in Vistani dress or not?
Yes.
She was.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. And
The second one is not in Vistani dress, but she's just staring at you.
Scar?
No scar.
Alright. I'm gonna blow her a kiss real quick and just go in the scar.
Your sort of guide,
All right.
Chief, says, "Please do not antagonize the
Yes.
prisoners." And you
Alright.
go to the third female.
Yep.
She is not. You cannot see her face.
Alright.
She's sitting on the floor, and she's got her elbows on her knees, arms crossed, and she's got her head resting on her wrist.
Alright.
Do we need to see her face as well?
Yep.
Please.
Guard. And he walks over and he wraps the cell, and before he can do anything else, she just runs. She jumps up, runs at the cell. "Ah, get me out of here!" She holds onto the cell and she just starts screaming, and she's just going crazy.
Alright. Any scar?
No scar.
Alright, well. Doesn't look like the one that we're looking for is here.
The guard, she's kind of going crazy, and the guard takes out his short sword and just kind of jabs her with it a little bit, and she slinks back and sits back down on the floor and just kind of like collapses.
Alright.
Sorry about that.
Hanging out at the jail.
And you weren't lying about how dreary this place is down here.
You'd never want to be put in this place.
I hope you do pay the guards well, having to deal with this.
Indeed we do. These are some of our best guards. Now, is there anything else that I can help you with?
Nothing for me. And I kind of look at the two of you.
We had heard a story about a Vistani woman named Anya. Had heard some terrible things. Is she still in captivity?
Anya. Don't know any Anya.
An apothecary, we heard.
Yes. Another of the conspirators. And he walks back to the first cell, and he says, "This one. This is your Anya.
Yeah.
She will be tried in the morning. Tomorrow morning.
Oh, tomorrow morning. Oh.
She is scheduled to be tried and hanged."
Oh, that's a relief.
Indeed.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much.
She doesn't have a scar on her eye, does she?
No, none of them did.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very
But
well.
She was the one that said, "Get me out of here."
No, that
No.
was
It was the other one.
She didn't say anything
It
to
was
them.
the very first. It was the
Okay.
very first.
She just came up and took the food.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to. Can Jeeves or the guards see my face at this
Yeah,
point?
they're all kind of looking at you because you're talking to
Okay. All right. So we're heading out of the
Yes, it is.
space.
Please follow me.
So I'm behind him now.
Mm-hmm. He turns and he starts leading you out.
I'm going to turn and look at her, and I want to make sure none of the guards are seeing me right now.
Okay.
I'm going to do some thaumaturgy and just like my eyes change color. Like I'm gonna have they're gonna change from my brown eyes to one green, one blue, and then one blue, one green, and then back to brown, because I kind of want to signal to her that I know who she is, and we're gonna, I don't know, try to do something.
Okay.
That's what I'd like to do, but I want to make sure that the guards cannot see me.
Yeah. Roll a deception check.
Okay.
Roll well.
13.
One of the guards seems to follow your, he all of a sudden takes notice of you and kind of watches you as you continue to walk out.
Mm-hmm.
She also notices, because she's watching you as you are leaving, so she sees the intended change in your eye color, but sort of you get the feeling that one of the guards saw too.
Okay. All right.
And you exit following Jeeves. And he leads you back down into the main hall.
I get the feeling that one of the guards notices too.
He, how would you know?
Because I'm excited to get the F out of this whole prison thing.
Roll a perception check. What was your roll? 13?
13.
Yeah.
17.
All right, you noticed as well. He leads you back down into. He locks the door with his keys as you exit. He leads you back down into the main hall, down the opulent stairway, and back into what appears to be some sort of a administrative office, and leads you back through the courtroom and says, "The trials are about to resume. Thank you for coming. If there's anything else that we can help you with, don't hesitate to ask. Good day." And he turns on his heels and walks out.
And that was Jeeves.
That was Jeeves.
And the guard.
You're back in the courtroom now, and they're
Okay.
just starting to get started back up. And there are 6 guards.
Yeah, but
in
the
this
guard
room.
that was with us that may have
He left with Jeeves.
may or may not.
Oh no,
have
that
seen.
guy was still up in the prison. He never
Oh,
left.
so
He
he
never,
never
followed-
left.
He never
Okay.
followed you out of the prison.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you're back in the courtroom, and the court is just getting underway with the next trial.
Okay.
Did they ever close the door once we entered it? Like, did they close and lock it after we came in?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I mean while we're in.
Yeah, we were
Oh, yeah.
locked in.
So they open.
Yeah,
locked
there's.
it even
You get the
with
sense that there's
itself?
pretty high security
Yeah.
on the doors. Yep.
All right. All right.
Okay.
So we're sitting watching court.
I'm gonna take off.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say
I'm
you guys want
excited to get the fuck out of here.
I'm ready to go to sleep.
Let's skedaddle.
Okay, you get back out into the overcast, fog-laden day in Vallaki. It's probably about mid-morning at this point.
I'll look at you, Mara, and be like, well, seems to that she's not here. Where else?
No, but we were
Should we
cutting
go?
it freaking close with
Yeah.
that thing that you did.
Yeah, I know. Here's the deal. So, Anya, you know, we were directed to Anya too, and I don't know how we can get a word with her, but I wanted to let her know that we weren't the enemy. I did a little thaumaturgy, did some goofy stuff with my eyes.
I'm glad that we got out of there.
Yeah, but
and
what do we need with Anya?
I don't know, but Casimir said that we should talk to her,
Yep.
and she might know some stuff, and I don't know how. I don't know if there's a way to or not, but when I did that, it's possible a guard may have seen me. So here's the story, guys. We all have to have the same story. If something should come up later about this, I am going to claim that she put a spell on me,
All right.
and not me doing a spell on her.
I'm more for our person that we're looking for. The whole reason why we're here
Yeah.
isn't here. So to me, there's no more reason why we need to stay here any longer than we need to.
Think we
It's
should
like-
get out of here? What about the church? There's some stuff going on in
Yeah,
there.
I think it's their problem. It's like that's not our what we're here for.
No, but
The burgomaster has a pretty tight fist around
All right.
the city, so
so let me just say, I'm not keen on staying a long time, but if we disappear immediately after being in there, we are going to be suspects should we ever come back.
suspects
need-
of what though?
It doesn't matter. They're suspicious of everything here. I think we would be wise to stay a day. That's all I'm saying, so that
I'm
we
gonna
don't,
stay at night,
so that we have a chance for you guys to rest for one, and also we have a chance to kind of set up our story of, hey, we're gonna hit the road. Thank you for being so hospitable. Yada 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 yada. I think that's important that we do. If we just disappear right now,
I'm not saying right now. I'm saying go to sleep. I'm not taking off. If you want to do something with the church, I would say go for it. It's not why we're here though.
No.
And it's none of my business.
and
So
it's fine. I'm just saying we shouldn't leave today. It would look suspicious.
no, I'm.
So if
we can't hit the road. Stan and I would die.
Right. So the three of us will all stay here, rest. You guys will probably sleep all the way till morning. I'm gonna go down to the church and then I'll come back and take a sleep, and then we can take off tomorrow and we can kind of set up our story to say, hey, you know, we're hitting the road. We have to go wherever we gotta go. Right?
Yeah, I mean we don't
Find
need
her
to
pal.
set up a story. The burgomaster already knows we're looking for someone, and she's not here. So
Right,
it's-
right. I just don't want us to be disappearing right after. That's all I'm saying. So you guys go sleep. I'm gonna go check on the church, see what's happening there, and then we'll, you know,
Yeah, there's-
plan to leave in the morning.
But
Yeah, it's
stay
still
cool,
work.
all right?
Yeah, I'll stay cool.
We'll stay for one more night. Then there's still the axes and the stuff that we're trying to do. So we'll go there before we crash. Or do you want to go? Yeah.
Where are you going?
I'd say. Well, I have a handle to be made, and
Oh,
he's
okay.
got some arrows.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
I'll hang around. We can take the long way home.
No, I'll go with you.
You already bought the arrows.
I already got the arrows.
Yeah.
I'll go with you. I wanna, you know, I wanna see what's. I want some eyes around here too. So.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm kind of curious about the chewed up lady that you found earlier today anyway.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna head over to the shop. I forgot what it's called. I don't think I wrote it down. It was a woodworking shop or something.
Yes, Selagal.
So
Yeah, he's a Fletcher and Boyer.
yep. I'm gonna go to his shop before I go back to the Blue Water and crash.
Okay. You make your way through the streets, and the town is bustling as it was the previous day, although there isn't any sort of festival scheduled for today, so it's a little bit different scenario. You pass a variety of homes and make your way back to a small hovel, which you know to be the home and the workshop of the desk elf Selagal, and the door is closed as you approach.
We'll knock on the door.
After just a brief wait, he comes to the door and opens it. He says, yes, you're back already.
Yes,
I've been working on your axe handle. Come, I'll show you."
Yep.
And you follow him in, and he shows you the progress that he's made.
Right.
But he indicates to you that he's not done yet, and
Right.
he won't be able to finish until sometime the next day.
All right.
But it's coming along nicely. It looks really nice. All the details that you asked for look spot on.
Right.
You can tell that he's a really good woodworker.
Arrows worked all right. Shot a couple of them last night.
Fantastic.
What type of? I can't remember if we came up with prices at all for the.
We did. And I know that off the top of my head, but I'm going to look it into my notes here. Oh, 4 gold piece.
4 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm. Due upon receipt.
I've got some badass wolves in these parts.
Ah, yes.
Did you hear anything?
Fairly good paying. The bounty is kind of shit on them, but made a little bit of money overnight.
Did you happen to hear anything last night? Out in the street?
Nothing.
She found some shit out in the street.
How much silver equals a gold piece? Is it?
10.
10 of them?
Mm-hmm.
And how many copper pieces equal 100? Or is that?
Mhm.
All right.
I'm gonna kind of give you a look like, zip your lip, dude.
Fun. I get that look often.
There's a reason we got the body out of the street.
What's
Is there anywhere a guy can smoke around here?
Outside the shop, not inside.
these coins I have? The 10 coins with the man's face.
Mm. Yes.
What's the value of these?
100 electrums is 1 gold piece.
So they're
okay. So they're basically the same as a copper, essentially. Thank you, Shannon.
I'm gonna say, hey, well, we're trying to. We actually might be leaving here pretty soon. I was hoping to have this done before we part ways, just because it looks so good. I do not have the full amount of gold yet for it, but I do have a potion of some sorts, and I'll pull out a greater healing potion and see if he was willing to trade for it.
Indeed.
So, like, fair, even trade for the two?
Yes, indeed. I will fast track your axe handle and have it done by tomorrow morning.
Perfect. I was like, I definitely come back to you again if we ever needed something else. I do have one more favor to ask. Who is your best, if we were trying to have some type of inlaying done on some metals, who's the person to go see? Do you have anyone here in Bhutan that's the best at the trade and quick at what they do?
I would direct you to Pearson Raleigh. He's
Right.
the proprietor of Thimdall's Armaments.
All right. I thank him again. Then I'm good. Do you have anything
No,
you want?
I'm just tagging along.
All right.
I'll
so-
go over to the armaments.
All right. So you step back outside and meet up with Stan, who's outside smoking.
I want to go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go metalworker before.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag along. Because another pair of eyes and ears is always good.
I'll tag
I got
along
nothing
for
else to do.
metalworker.
I'm kind of avoiding the church anyway.
All right, so you head over to Thimdall's Armaments, and as you walk in, the little bell, ding, 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 as you walk into the blacksmith / leatherworking shop, there is a youngish man who is at the counter working on organizing some things, and you hear a voice calling out from behind him. There are all kinds of implements, tools, and assorted odds and ends. There's a display case in the front that there's a set of 3 very, very highly decorated knives that are in the case.
Hey, weird.
And as you walk up to the front desk, the man emerges. He's an old, grizzled man. It looks like one of his eyes is kind of milky white. And
was there any silver at all as we're walking through? Any silver?
Yeah, I'm watching for silver.
Roll a perception check.
Natural 20.
Oh, nice.
Yes, there are in the display case next to. There's 3 knives that look really fancy, and then there are 2 additional silver knives
All right.
in the case.
Arrowheads?
There are no arrowheads.
I'll walk up to the counter and kind of introduce myself. And like, hello, my name is Marzen. I'm looking for looking for a little smithing work.
You've come to the right place then. Yes indeed. What can I help you with?
Well, see, I have this this silver dagger that I'm not very capable, it's a fine dagger, but I like my axe a lot better. And I was trying to see if you could do to smolder this and lay it on to my axe.
Yes, indeed. Of course I can do this.
And I was trying to get it done in a more timely frame. I know it's still early morning today. I would like to pick it up by tomorrow morning, the latest. Is that something that's possible to be done?
It will cost you a premium for me to divert my efforts to your one weapon.
Yep.
But yes, of course it can be done.
What is your fee for the premium?
Well, my normal rate would be 40 gold pieces.
40 gold to smelter? I was like, I'll try to haggle him, tell him that I'm supplying all the materials that's here.
Yes,
Like,
but
I'm
it's
sure
much
you already
work, and you want it expedited. You can try to persuade him if you'd like.
Yeah, like, basically, it's like, yeah, I'm supplying all the materials. I know you have molds of all this. It's, I've dealt with smithing myself. All it is turning this in, melting it up, and just laying it into the mill, or even just pouring it over. Basically, 40 is like an outrageous price for the amount of work that's there.
Roll a persuasion check.
Good thing I have a +8. 15.
Son, are you a smith? You seem to know quite a bit about this. Perhaps you can do the work yourself then. My offer stands. I can expedite it, but it will cost you 40 gold.
What if I did the work myself? I just and use your equipment.
Oh, no. That's not how it works, Sonny.
I'll tell you what. I have this scroll here. Would you be a person of the trade?
No, I wouldn't. I would be a person who you would pay 40 gold to. Now, is there anything else I can help you with? Yes, please, speak up. Let's go.
How much for those?
Much to do.
Silver daggers.
Silver daggers. 5 gold apiece.
5 gold apiece.
I'll take one.
Very good.
Damn, yeah, 5 gold.
I've got 5 gold.
Oh, shit.
I have 5 gold.
You have any silver arrowheads here?
I do not.
I do have another question though. Do you have any copper dust?
I do not.
Okay. All right. I will.
Regular arrowheads?
Not currently, but I could manufacture some for you, of course.
It's alright. I'll keep looking around.
Very well. Very well.
I just realized something. I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah, he'll sell you one.
All right. And there are 3 of them there?
No, there are 2.
There are 2 of them there?
Mm-hmm. There's also 3 really beautiful ornate knives next to it.
And those are not silver?
They don't appear to be.
Okay, but I want one that's silver, so
Okay,
I will,
5 gold.
Here's your 5 gold, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. So now I have 2 silver daggers.
Great.
One of them is right here.
I'm gonna go and rest, and I got some stuff I want to do in the rest time until the next day. So
Okay.
So
you're gonna head back to the Blue Water?
Yep.
All right. What are the 2 of you gonna do?
I want to head back to Blue Water.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to the church because I gotta see what the heck's going on.
Okay. All right. So the 2 of you head back to the Blue Water Inn.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll go over here for a minute, and then we'll come back to you because you want to do some stuff.
Yeah. After. Well, it's midday right now.
Yeah, it's just after mid morning.
All right.
Yeah.
So I want to complete a long rest, and after first long rest, because it'll be like what, afternoon.
You want to do a long rest? It would be probably by the time you're done with a long rest.
8 hours.
Call it 6 p.m. ish,
Right.
like late afternoon, almost evening, basically. Evening.
So that's pretty much.
That'd be the
What
rest
I
of the
want,
day,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't want to do anything until I finish the long rest.
All right. So
Long
we'll
rest
come
is my
back.
objective.
All right. So you head back to the room. Lay down. Rest. Mara.
I start
All right.
leveling up.
I'm gonna go back to the church and see what's going on.
Pardon?
Leveling up.
That's what I'm
Okay.
looking for.
You head back to the church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
And what are you?
I
specifically
walk
gonna do?
in the church and I want to see what's going on.
There are a few people scattered around,
Yeah.
sitting on the floor, sitting in pews. The door to Father Petrovich's chambers is closed right now,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the scene.
Where is Milovaj?
He does not appear to be in the main chambers of the chapel.
And there was another woman there last night.
Yeah, what was her name?
I'm looking here. Father Petrovich, Coffin Maker, Milovaj.
Was it Serena?
Might be. Is regardless of her name, do I
Yeah.
see her there?
Yes.
All right.
She seems to be kind of tidying up and cleaning things up and organizing.
So I'm ability score
Good day.
improvement. I had plus 2
Good
to what I
day.
want, right?
Mara, good to see you again.
I'm
It's
so
been a very rough morning for
I
all
know,
of us.
and I apologize. We met in such quick circumstances last night. Your name escapes me. I'm very sorry.
Serena, of course.
Serena, thank you very
Plus 2
much.
to this one.
Can you tell me what's
To
going on
whatever
with
you
the
want to.
father, and
Yep.
where is Milovaj?
So that turns to 18.
Yeah, and I'll be a plus 1 now.
Milovaj has run to the market to procure some medicines for Father Petrovich. He's extremely ill. A very sudden illness has taken him. I fear that he is deteriorating.
Can you tell me a little bit about what he was doing prior to being ill, and if there's any notion that you might have about this illness? What he might have eaten, what he might have had to drink, who he may have been in contact with?
She kind of looks around as you're asking her all these questions, and she looks very uncomfortable, and she says, "Please come with
Yeah.
me." And she
I'm
kind
sorry-
of
I'm sorry.
pulls you aside.
I
away
apologize.
from-
I should have been more discreet.
away from the people, and she says, "Whatever it is, it has taken Father by surprise, no doubt. The only thing I can think of is that it's stress-induced, or perhaps with the influx of immigrants from Kresk, there is the possibility that some sort of illness was brought in, but it has taken Father Petrovich very quickly.
Who has he been in contact with besides you and Milovaj in the past? He took ill yesterday, suddenly? Am I understanding that?
Yesterday was when I noticed it.
So who was he in contact with the day before? Or in the hours leading up to?
He has been working very hard with the influx of refugees over the last day and a half.
Yes.
So many of those people he has interacted with.
Did you notice anything odd about any of the people who had come to the church?
No one that I saw was displaying any sort of symptoms as he is.
We had a situation last night. Did Milovaj tell you about it?
Yes.
And
Terrifying.
have prayers been said over this body?
They have not. We have no one to say the prayers.
I can do that. And I'm sad that I couldn't do it right away this morning, but we had a very pressing matter that was time bound. So
Yes, well, the Burgomaster's investigators were here recently and looked over the body for clues. Please, I'll show you to the body. She takes you back outside, guides you back over to kind of in the area where you and Milovaj had removed the body, but it's in a enclosed sort of storage area off to the side, so it's not just laying outside.
okay.
And it's the chamber is there are flies buzzing about, and it smells of death, and already there has been a bit of a putrefaction. The sheet that you had used to carry and transport and cover and obscure is stained crimson red, and it's damp and wet and dirty.
I'm gonna just pick up a corner where it is not. I don't want to touch any of the blood.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pick up a corner because I want to look at the body myself to see what, if any, kind of degrading has happened to it in that short amount of time, because
Sure.
I suspect that there's something kind of hinky going on, and I just want to get my eyes on it to see if there's anything. So I'm
Okay. Roll a medicine check.
8.
Yeah, you really can't tell. There's not much to look at. It's just a mangled body, pieces of clothing and fabric, blood. It's just eviscerated.
All right. I'm going to say a prayer.
Okay.
But I think that the body needs to be interred, needs to go under the ground for proper burial. But please take care that you don't touch any of the fluids, any of the blood.
Milovaj has already prepared a grave site for the body.
All right. This grave digger, isn't that his job?
Milovaj, yes.
No. The Coffin Maker. What is his name?
Heinrich.
Heinrich, yes.
He makes coffins, yes.
Yes. Has anybody spoken to him?
Not to my knowledge.
Where is his shop?
She tells you.
Okay. I will go talk to him before you inter the body. It would be better if she or he had a coffin and was interred properly. So I will go talk to Heinrich, but I am still trying to get to the bottom of what's going on with the father. I'm going to. I'd like to have a. I'd like to have a word with the father.
Oh, he is resting and borderline delirious, but you're welcome to attempt to converse with him if you'd like.
All right. So I'm going to go in and I'm gonna do healing word on him. And on the father.
Okay.
So
He
Hit
as
point
oh,
upgrade.
yeah, you go in. There's no
points.
answer,
Right, yeah.
but
Yep.
she opens the door for you and you go inside.
Okay.
As you enter, it's very similar to what you saw this morning. You can see the form of Father Petrovich in the bed. It's dark. The drapes are pulled closed.
It's like a
You can just kind of
6
see the
plus
outline of his body
constitution.
Okay.
and the sort of labored rise
you
and
can
fall
roll
of
for
his
it, or you
breath.
could go for
under the sheets.
average.
All right. Well, I'm
You're
first
going for
gonna do
average?
a
I'm going
light
for the average.
Yeah,
cantrip.
then plus con.
Okay, so
Um,
you illuminate the room.
Illuminate the room a little
Got
bit.
it. Okay.
Father, it's me. It's me. It's Mara. I am going to. I'd like to see if I can do a healing on you. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
All right. So.
He's. You can tell just from the brief interaction so far that he's a bit worse than he was when you saw him earlier in the morning.
All right. So I am going to do a healing word.
Okay.
Lathander, heal this man of all of his illnesses and any poisons, any illness, any spell upon this man. Please shine your light upon him and heal him today.
You channel the divine energy of Lathander, and your palm against his body starts to illuminate. In between your fingers, there's light that kind of shines through, just momentarily, and then it goes away. And you can kind of tell that he perks up a little bit. He's a little bit more aware. Mara, please tell me what is happening.
I don't know, Father. I'm trying to figure that out. I did a small healing on you earlier today that made no difference. And
I feel as though my fate and the fate of the congregation are one. What can protect us now? What can protect us?
Father, I don't know what I can only do so much, but right now I'm trying to heal you so you can help us, and so you can help us to help everyone else.
Yes. How do you intend for me to help?
I just need you back to your healthy self. So I have given you a healing word, and I'm hoping that this will
Bless you.
send you in the way of healing.
He breathes heavily and bless you. May Lathander be with you. I must sleep.
All right, Father. So I leave the room. So this is the spell I did.
Okay.
Healing word.
Got it.
So I don't know if he has to regains hit points equal to 1d4 of your spellcasting ability, 1d4 for each slot, and level above first. So
What level did you cast that?
I cast that at first level.
Okay, so roll a 1d4 and then add your wisdom bonus.
5.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so I walk out and I say to Serena, please make sure that you can check on the father, but in the interim, please keep the door locked from the outside in.
Very well. Thank you for speaking with him.
All right, so I'm gonna go see this Coffin Maker guy.
Okay.
Because he wasn't answering the door for Milovage, but he doesn't know who I am. So I'm gonna give that my best shot.
All right. Very well. Okay, so you arrive in front of the Coffin Maker shop. It's an uninviting shop, 2 stories tall, has a sign shaped like a coffin above the front door. All of the window shutters are closed up tight, and a deathly silence surrounds the establishment.
All right. I knock on the door.
Nothing.
Who is it?
I'm looking for the Coffin Maker. I have need of a coffin.
What do you want?
I have need of a coffin.
Yeah. What do you want?
Sir, I have need of a coffin. I have somebody who needs to be buried, and I need a coffin. I was told you were the person who makes them.
You got coin?
I've got coin.
20 silver.
I've got 20 silver. Who are you? What is your name?
My name doesn't matter. You've got coin, I've got box.
It does matter, sir. I am in need of an official coffin maker for this job. It needs to be a sanctified box.
Sanctified. Nothing's sanctified.
Sir, please open the door. I'd like to talk to you. I need to pick out the box.
There's a box on the front porch there you could take. Leave the coins at the foot of the door.
All right, I am going to cast command.
Okay.
Open.
What's the spell save DC on this?
Sorry. I can't see a damn thing. Ah! This is made for tiny eyes. Succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its turn.
What's the DC that you have on your sheet?
Sorry. Where is my DC? 14.
I'm not opening the door. Leave the coin at the foot of the door. Take the box.
Sir, I'm not leaving any money for somebody I cannot see. Only a fool would do such a thing.
You look over and there are like 3 different pine boxes that are laying in a stack on his front porch.
Yeah. I'm
It's
not
not
leaving.
good enough for her, though.
I'm not leaving money with a voice.
Then go away.
Are you or are you not someone who helps to bury the dead with dignity, sir?
I do work for pay.
Bang on his door a little bit. No, I can't say anything.
And I am willing to pay, but I do not. But I do not pay a voice. I only pay a person. Persuasion.
Sure, you can try to persuade.
Intimidation.
Intimidation. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's the same. It's the same.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Oh my! He's opening the door.
Nat 20 plus 1.
For intimidation or
Either
persuade?
one, it's the same.
Well, but which approach are you taking?
For
They're thematically very different.
okay, then I'm going to say intimidation then.
Okay. You hear, God damn it, God damn it, and you hear,
Unlocking the doors.
yep, like a variety of
Yep.
locks and
It gets
One
Dead
of
bolts
Avery's.
and-
One of Avery's dreams. Dad,
Yep.
we should have more locks on this door. And just line them
he
right up.
would probably
Yes,
like
he
this
would
guy's
approve.
shop.
He would approve.
And all of a sudden, the last one, and then all of a sudden, and you see this sort of a dead-eyed, old, grizzled man. He's got gray hair and a huge beard, big gray beard. He's got an ascot. He's fairly well dressed. His eyes are dark and sunken back into his head. He's pale, and as the door opens and the light comes into his view, he kind of shields his eyes a little bit, as if he hasn't seen the sunlight for a bit.
Sir, thank you for opening the door. Are you
Bothering me.
Are you Heinrich?
I'm Heinrich.
Heinrich, my name is Mara Brightwood.
Good for you.
There has-
Now, you
there's-
want a box?
Yes, I would like a box, but I'd also like a word with you, sir.
The box will cost you. The word will cost you.
You're being ridiculous, sir. You're clearly afraid, and I can help you.
Afraid? What's there to be afraid of?
You tell me. You're the one with 10 locks on your door.
I like my security.
Yeah?
I like my privacy.
If you need security, what do you need security for if you're not
It's none of
afraid?
your goddamn business.
I think
No.
I think it is my business, sir.
Just take the box, 30 copper, and it's yours.
How much for the bones?
His eyes just go wide. And he says, I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. I want the bones.
Stop bothering me. And he goes to close the door.
And I stick my foot in it.
Do a
Ouch.
do a strength check for me.
Might as well. Stand by.
Strength. Where's my strength? 19.
You're easily able to stop the door with your foot. And he's just like
Like a boss.
what do you want?
I want the bones, and you know that you shouldn't have them.
I don't have any bones.
You have the bones. Milavage told me you
I
have
don't
the
know
bones.
what you're talking about.
Sir, don't lie.
Roll an insight check.
I said that in my best Snape voice, just so you know.
Okay.
What?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Insight.
Insight. It's not good. 12.
Yeah, you can tell that he's lying when he says that he doesn't know what you're talking about for sure. I think you already had a hunch, but you can tell your hunch is confirmed.
Now, I can help you with whatever fear you have of whatever reason you took those bones. I can help you with that. But only if you can trust me for just 2 minutes and tell me what's going
no
on.
No one. God damn it. Come in here and assault me.
I'm not
I should call the town's guard on
I have
you.
I have not touched you, sir. I'm here to help you, not harm you. And I would like the bones back for the church. I am an acolyte of Lathander, and it is my duty as an acolyte of the church to make sure that all consecrated items are where they belong. And I think you know that, or you wouldn't be afraid.
Roll an intimidation check with advantage.
18, 20.
Natural 20?
No.
Oh. All right. God damn it. He starts to look a little. Now he's really shaken. Like at first he was just pissed off, and now he's really concerned, and he just says, "From the church." God damn it. God damn it. He kind of tries to pull the door, but he can't because your foot's there.
Well, now my shield's in there too.
Okay.
We can have this conversation inside where it's private, if that helps. I'm not here to hurt you.
He looks around outside and he says, "Come in then, god damn it." And he steps out and steps into the building,
Okay,
Coffin Maker shop.
all right. And I step in there with him.
He goes to close the door behind you as you walk in.
We'll leave this door open just a wee bit, sir.
Suit yourself. All right, so oof.
Nicely done.
I'm hot. I'm all hot now.
Hot and bothered. Here we go.
Woo!
You enter into what appears to be a workshop, a woodworking shop. Contains everything that a carpenter would need to make coffins and furniture. There's work tables, workbenches, tons of woodworking tools. The workshop benches extend along the entire western or left wall of the room. And it's a very long, sort of narrow, long room. And it's the workshop, and he just kind of walks in and suit yourself, and he sort of leans up against one of the work tables.
What's on the work table?
There's just tools, and there are some half-built coffins It looks like he's working on building
Anything
coffins.
sharp?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's all kinds of stuff that's sharp. Awls and chisels.
Step away from that counter, sir. I still don't trust you any more than you trust me.
Tell me what you want and then be gone.
I told you what I want. I want the bones.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, and I need to know what happened. Tell me, sir. I can help you. I know you have no reason.
Wasn't my idea.
I'm sure it wasn't. Of course it wouldn't be.
He starts pacing.
You handle the dead all the time. You understand these things as I do, and that is why you have no reason to trust me. But I'm asking you to trust me. I can help you. Talk to me. Tell me what happened.
It was.
Please.
This will be the end of me if I tell you.
Sir, I have no reason to talk to anybody outside of these four walls about what occurred. I am only trying to help my church.
Good idea for your arrows too. You guys see?
Very well. It was Lady Fiona Wachter.
Ah, I've heard that name.
She came to me weeks ago. Promised me good business in exchange for my help.
She's promised a lot of people, hasn't she?
Well, she's not doing many promises anymore now, is she?
No, I saw her hang. What did she promise you, sir?
Check this out.
She promised me good business in exchange for my help.
And what help did she ask you for?
She told me about these
Dip my axe.
bones, some relic in the church.
Do the silver coating.
Told me where they were. Told me to influence the young gravedigger to acquire the bones and deliver them to me. Never said why.
That's pretty nice.
Someone's more metal armor.
But I did it
Metal
for coin
damage.
to survive.
I understand. It's a hard life out here. I can understand why you would do this. What did you do with the bones once you had them?
We're trying to lock ourselves in the door.
Why do you want the bones?
I just want to return them to their rightful place, sir. That is all I want to do with the bones. I have no other motive. I am an acolyte of Lathander, and they need to be back on consecrated ground. And you know this. You've dealt with graves your whole life. You know how important this kind of thing is.
You could choose an arrowhead.
That's what I'm saying.
Bones.
Just heat it.
They're
towards the
upstairs.
pool and we'll dip ourselves.
But I warn you, do not get involved in this.
It-
It is not your responsibility.
Metal damage.
What am I getting involved in?
2D. Evil. Treachery.
Every turn
Conspiracy.
for 1 hour.
I don't know what Lady Fiona's motives were. I don't care. I don't ask questions.
What is this evil
give
and
you
treachery that you speak
Your
of?
arrowhead to heat it before you even shoot it.
As I said, I don't know the
Like super damage.
motivations.
Well, you
As
told me
far
not
as
to get
inspiration
involved.
too.
What am I getting involved with by taking the
Four
bones
died
back to the
same
church? What could I possibly be getting involved in?
Someone and break the arrowhead off and
Your demise.
My demise.
they're gonna have to dig it out.
Why my demise?
Or a needle. Like a blowgun.
This
Needle's
is-
metal, heat metal.
Futile to talk anymore. If you want the bones, they're yours. They're upstairs. This will be your undoing.
I think it's only fair that you tell me why it would be my undoing to just simply return them where they belong.
He sits down in a chair and just kind of stares at you and just says, I guess you'll just have to find out.
Go get them.
I'm not getting up off this chair.
And I'm not going upstairs, and I'm not leaving until you go upstairs to get them.
Well then, make yourself comfortable.
Oh, I've got rations for days, sir.
Oof, you don't mess with Shannon.
And we finished our long rest. You know, it's like,
Yeah, we done yet?
And I'm
No, it hasn't been 8 hours, but
so I'm sitting down.
okay. So you have a seat, and then we have ourselves an old-fashioned Vallaki standoff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So meanwhile, what are you guys doing?
Sawing logs.
Yeah.
By the
Alright.
way, I'm gonna take out some of my rations from Waterdeep that he has probably not seen, and they look pretty tasty. Just saying.
Okay.
I have myself a little snack right in front of this guy.
Nice.
So
So you guys are sleeping right now?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Back to the standoff.
I'm just gonna sit there and wait.
All right.
I know sooner or later they're gonna come.
Yep.
So
But yeah, I got
I've got all day.
Okay. So you and Heinrich are hanging out,
That's
Up on
right.
Your
Yep.
last character.
and you guys are.
I'm just
slowly-
gonna sit over there and hum hymns and chant prayers and eat my snacks.
You can just see him starting to sweat.
Yeah.
He's just
So all I'm doing.
It's a
Just
wonderful morning. What's Mr. Rogers song?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
the light of
And-
lavender, and I'm gonna repeat it over and,
and maybe I
over
wake
and
up
over
before
again.
Marzen after a long rest and I'm all fully recovered and leveled up, and I'll look around and do a perception check on my surroundings and just kind of make sure that there's not any extra gold laying around.
All right. Roll a perception check.
Yeah, we got 9.
Okay.
Shouldn't be sleeping on the bed anyway. That's my bed.
So you, if I don't know if you remember, but you are in the boys' bedroom, so it's a children's bedroom.
We're not in
Okay.
the right room.
Yeah, we're not.
Ba-ba-ba.
That's right. It's an unsanctioned bedroom.
Unsanctioned.
There is.
And there's a chest with.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 9. There's a toy box there with some writing on the inside that we grilled the toy shop guy with.
Yep. There's all kinds of stuff in there, but no, you don't. You don't see anything else
I don't see anything
out
that
of the
I wanna
ordinary. It's still the
pilfer
same
and-
child's room.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's the end of your long rest.
I'm gonna use a new spell that I learned. It's called Heat Metal.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go out to like just on the like an alleyway or road or something like that where it's just sand. And I'm gonna put my silver dagger and I'm gonna heat it until it
And I'm
smelters.
Totally gonna follow him and
Yeah,
watch this whole process go on.
Dip my axe into it.
You're gonna dip your axe into the metal, the melted.
Yep.
Okay.
Then
Roll. What would be a skill that you would use to figure this out?
Arcana maybe? I'm trying to use magic to
Yeah, sure.
so like kind of dripping it and
Yeah,
heating
why
it
not?
up until it matches the same.
Yeah.
And I'm curious about this whole process. I might be fishing out some arrows
Got
to.
a 17.
A 17.
Yep.
Okay, so you're able to dip the tip of your axe. Is that the blade of your axe
Yeah.
into this?
So just giving a metal.
And what is this? Read the spell to me.
It's
Does it actually melt the metal, or is it just
it says
heat it?
Heat it up till it's red hot. So you cause the subject to grow red hot. So I'll just concentrate it until it pretty much stays red hot and starts melting. So the amount of time.
But it doesn't say anything about actually melting the metal, just making it red
Hot. Yeah.
Okay. And you press the blade against the dagger.
Yep.
Okay. And wait for it to cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Was I successfully able?
What
to
did you roll? A 17.
Yep.
So you successfully fuse the dagger to the end of your axe.
All right. So it's just.
You mean so it's
stuck to
like
it?
an axe with a
And I've
knife
got-
stuck on it?
Yep. It's got a silver knife stuck to the blade.
And I've got. Do you think arrows?
Oh.
Shannon's laughing.
I'll heat it up again and see if I could
You realize as you're using this new spell that it's not really melting the metal,
All right.
so it's not quite working the way that you want it to.
All right.
Yep. It just heats it up to red hot. Gets
Alright.
really, really hot, but it doesn't melt.
Can I just use the end to pry it off then?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, that didn't work out very good. Let's try to...
Should we try some arrows?
You gonna fuse we just gotta get it hotter.
Yeah, we gotta get it hotter.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, while these guys are in the alley
Cooking
their...
cooking stuff.
Yeah, right. You're back at the Coffin Maker shop, and he's
Oh, the light of the
he's just listening to you, and he gets up and he starts just working on stuff. He's just at his desk working. He's trying to ignore you the best of his ability, but you can tell he's super fucking annoyed.
I know. I'm working him.
Yep, that's all right. Okay. Are you singing?
Oh, I'm
roll a
si-
performance check.
I'm really bad.
We'll see.
Are you
And then
trying
I know
to-
this. Well, maybe not that bad. 15.
Okay. Yeah, he's you kind of see him do a little bit of this every once in a while. Like, it's pretty good.
Oh, I see the light of Lathander is starting to make an inroad.
And then he stops right away. God damn it! When are you gonna leave?
When you go get those bones for me.
I'm not going upstairs. You go get them if you want them that bad.
Oh, no, sir. I don't go into that far into the strange places. I may sometimes be not terribly swift, but I'm not going to purposely put myself in harm's way. And I don't entirely believe that they're up there.
You're not as dumb as you look then.
I don't know about that, but thanks for the compliment. I saw you chuckle.
So he's definitely not interested in helping you.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere.
All right. So I guess back to you guys.
Well, I'm gonna
Got a
complete my
bit of
second
a
long rest.
Roadblock.
So I'm just gonna go. Just.
You guys aren't going to come and look for me?
No,
Okay, I'm going to remember that.
Well, how are we gonna find you?
I told you I was going to the Coffin Maker.
You said you're going back to the church.
I did say that, but you didn't go back to the church either, did you?
No,
Mm-hmm.
I have no reason to.
So what are you guys doing?
I'm resting again.
There's no reason to. You
No.
haven't seen me all day.
We're resting.
All right. So it's night is starting to set in now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rest so I can replenish my spell slots.
All right. Heinrich lights a couple candles and starts making some food for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he just makes it right in the workshop.
I'll get up and move around.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go for a walk and see if I can. I don't know. I remember rumors of dead bodies on the street, and I'm just gonna go take a walk around and see what's going on around town. Stay within the walls.
Is it dark yet?
It's getting close.
It's getting dark. Yeah.
Depends on freaking daylight savings time, I guess.
They don't use daylight savings here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I
But I'm
asked
gonna
is
go-
because of the curfew, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting dark. Night
'Cause
is definitely upon you. And so you're going where now?
I'm gonna go for a walk around the street.
Okay, as you head out from the Blue Water Inn, there are a lot of people in the tavern, again, and they look as if it would be a refugee camp where people are sort of laid out. Danica is helping to supply food. You walk out into the street and it's pretty quiet. You see a few stragglers that are hurrying about, but other than that, it's definitely not as busy in the streets as it was. And you can tell that the sun has gone beyond the horizon.
Mm-hmm. All right. May or may not go past the Coffin Maker shop.
Why would you go over there? Just out of curiosity.
Just kind of rambling around.
Realistically, would you go there?
seems like a logical place to find her in a way.
As you're contemplating this, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and it is Yevgeny. Friend, we're heading out again to do some hunting. Time to redeem yourself, eh?
Redeem. Fuck.
Either that or head inside. The curfew is upon us, huh?
Yeah. It's a sketchy operation last night. I wasn't super impressed with your guiding abilities and your watching out for your fellow compatriots.
Yeah, we got the wolves.
We got the wolves,
What do you expect?
but it was sketchy.
Maybe you're afraid of the woods.
Fuck. Afraid of the woods.
It is-
Very few woods that I'm afraid of, but these woods are especially creepy.
Indeed. Well, suit yourself.
Being by myself tonight, I think I'm going to stay within the castle or within the town walls tonight.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck. Watch
I
out
wish
for the
you
town's
best of
guard.
luck. Yes.
And he hurries off, headed in the direction of the Blue Water Inn.
So where do I go?
Have you, Mara? Have you decided that you're staying at the Coffin Maker for now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Curfew has fallen, so yeah, I'm there. I do close the door and throw one of the mini locks,
Okay.
as a slight gesture of trust, and also because I don't know what the hell's out there, out in the street. But I don't want to lock it all because I want to be able to get out if I need to.
He notices you lock the door, and he says, "Believe me, I intend to report this to the burgomaster in the morning."
And I hope that you say hello from me. We were guests in his house last night. He has a beautiful den.
Likely story.
He has a beautiful den.
I'm going to find a spot to, shadowy spot to hole up and just kind of watch things going on.
Okay, roll a
Stay
perception
outside.
check.
Perception or stealth?
Perception if you're trying to see what's going on around town.
But I'm going to hole up in a shadowy spot and be inconspicuous.
Okay,
Roll stealth.
sure.
Nat 20.
All right, so you're in the shadows.
Yeah, I'm
You feel like you're
on
hidden pretty well.
I'm like in an alley, street, good-looking spot too.
And as you sort of blend into the shadows,
Not real far off the Blue Water Inn.
you see a pair of soldiers walk down the street
Yeah.
past you, and it just seems like they're on a patrol.
Just watching what's going on.
Okay.
Also, I just want to verify that I've had a long rest because I've just been sitting there all day.
Yeah,
Right.
you have indeed.
Thank you.
Sitting up in my room writing the story of the four wolfmen.
Okay, so you're writing.
Yeah, I'm just resting.
Roll a performance check.
Alright. 23.
This is one of your best. You're like, wow,
Like, super good.
this is gonna kill. Stan, what's your objective at this point? I mean, what are you trying to? You definitely feel like
kind
you're
of-
hidden. You're kind of watching for
I
Mara.
heard about Mara's story, the person getting whacked right out in the middle of the street. And I'm kind
Yeah.
of watching for what the hell took out that person in the street.
Okay. All right.
Looking for creatures of the night.
Yeah.
I'm just observing. I'm just watching what's going on.
Okay.
I'm acting as a extra guard in a way.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me.
We got 8.
You really don't hear much. You feel like maybe you hear a distant howl out, well beyond the walls. You hear a little bit of chatter from a nearby building. You can smell food cooking, and you can see some of the nearby chimneys are bellowing streams of smoke into the air. It's cold. The air is crisp, but you don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary at this point.
If I've got perception blacked out, does that mean that I get advantage, that I get to roll twice?
No.
Okay.
That means that you have proficiency, so you add your proficiency modifier.
All right.
To the
And
roll.
that's
Yep.
added on there.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna keep casting light cantrip all night long,
Okay.
just because it lasts an hour, and then when it starts to fade, I cast it again. I want to keep light in that room so I can see him really well and what's going on in that space.
Okay. He says, if you're gonna continue to light that up, then I'm going in the next room to sleep. And he walks over to the door and opens it and walks into the next room.
All right.
Old-fashioned standoff.
You just
I'm-
walk over there and cast
No.
light right.
No, I'm sitting by the door. I've positioned myself next
At the front door.
At the front
Yeah.
door.
Okay. So you're basically kind of on a watch, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And I know full well that he might go out a window. I know that I didn't follow him because I'm A, trying to build trust, and B, I don't want to go any deeper into that building than I need to by myself. So I'm
Okay.
just gonna sit by the door and continue to sing and keep the lights on and either annoy him into action and or keep myself safe as I can.
Okay. Yeah, you feel pretty good. You've got your back to the door, so the door to get out of the building is right there. He is not in your sight anymore. He's in the opposite room. And nothing seems to be, other than that, there's nothing happening at that location.
Okay.
Okay. You're sleeping or resting.
Yeah, I'm just chilling until morning.
Okay. All right. And do you want to do anything else? Do you want to move around, or do you want to go? I mean, what did she tell you? What information did Mara tell you?
That there was a mutilated body found in the street, and nobody knows exactly what mutilated it.
Okay.
So I'm watching out. It seems like I got a pretty good spot to watch. I mean, I would have chosen well.
Mm-hmm.
Watch down the street or two or three.
Yeah, and really all you see is the occasional patrol that's making their way through the streets.
Where is he in relation to the church? Because that would be the last place he thought that I was.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not real far from the Blue Water Inn.
Yeah, you're
Right. I'm
basically-
just curious to
Yeah.
know proximity.
Here's the thing too, is like
Yeah.
you spent the night at the church the night before.
Right,
So
right.
it's like it's not
Right.
even the Marzen, it's not unusual that you're not
Right,
in.
right. And I know this, which is why I chose not to leave, because I didn't want this guy to take off either with or without the bones. I want to try to,
Right.
but I also know that it's not safe for me to go in without backup, so I'm going to just hang out, because I know sooner or later you're going to come looking for me.
So right now, Mara,
I trust you.
You're kind of on the opposite end of town from
Okay.
where the church is.
All right.
And the Blue Water Inn is somewhere in the middle,
Yeah.
between. But it's kind of in the center of town,
Okay.
essentially.
I just needed a,
But it's far enough away where you wouldn't. There wouldn't be any way that you would know where she was necessarily, unless you had some sort of way to communicate with her or something like that,
And
or if you had a way to communicate with
think
anybody.
I do.
I don't have that spell prepared, so, yeah.
Okay.
I looked at it hard, too, and I'm kind of wishing I
Which
had.
one, send him?
I don't know what's called sending or connect. It's something
Yeah.
that connects to people.
And if I
It's called
would
an
have chosen a
But
different path,
I did not choose that to prepare.
tracker?
So
yeah, I chose Hunter instead of Beastmaster. If I would have chose Beastmaster, I could have sent
Your animal.
Animal over to work to rendezvous her, but
I really miss
Well, you know
not
what
being
they-
able to shape shift.
You know what they say, Stan? You can dream in one hand, and you can shit in the other one, and see which one fills up faster.
but I don't think I have any way of reaching out to her of, hey Shannon, where you at?
No, probably not. Shannon, so the night goes on.
Mhm.
Roll a perception check for me.
18.
You hear off to the right. You hear snoring,
Mm-hmm.
which you assume, I'm guessing, to be Heinrich.
Mm-hmm.
You also hear a bit of shifting of objects above you.
Okay. Noted.
Independent.
Noted.
Do you do anything?
Where
Go check it out.
there has to be stairs, right?
There are.
Where are the stairs?
The stairs are just inside the door, just before the doorway to the room that Heinrich is in. There's a set of stairs that goes up.
All right.
Mm-hmm. As there should be. Fucking careful.
No, I'm just hanging out by the door.
Okay. All right.
But I have taken note.
Roll a Constitution check for me.
You are just
Make sure
bound
you're-
and determined, aren't you?
Make sure you're stable there.
Oh God, this isn't good. I've got 5.
All right. At some point in the early hours of the morning,
Mm-hmm.
you snap awake.
Uh-oh.
Shit! I fucking
Yeah.
fell asleep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the building is quiet,
Okay.
and it's dark. Your cantrips went out.
I hit light right now.
Okay.
Plan.
Standing right over here or some
Yeah.
shit.
Hit light and hope for the best.
Roll initiative.
God damn it. I'm gonna die again. Oh, this isn't good. This is so not good.
Hey, you wanted to go to church and then tell nobody where you're going into.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is bad. When
Yeah.
you split up the party.
Yeah,
it
I know.
It usually doesn't end well.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. All right. Yeah, 4.
4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to hit the light and warding flare at the same time.
Hold on a sec.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Oh shit. Shit.
Okay, so your eyes open and it's dark, and you don't see anything, but all of a sudden,
Yeah, all of a sudden.
14 to hit. What's your armor class?
More than that. It is, no, it's not. Yes, it is, because I have my shield. 16.
16. So, for some strange instinct, as your eyes open, something comes down and just clanks off your armor, your shield.
Okay.
Large chang.
All right, and I can't.
And it's still dark.
Right.
So now it's your turn.
Well, I thought I had hit light and warding flare.
You can do that for your turn.
You
can do something for your turn.
Yeah. I am going to hit hold person.
Okay.
So.
You have to be able to see that.
Choose a humanoid you can see within range.
Right now you can't see anything.
Can't see them. All right. Let's see here. All right, flaming sphere.
Okay.
Flaming sphere. So I'm going to hit a 5-foot diameter sphere of fire appears in unoccupied space of my choice, which will be directly on the other side of my shield.
Okay.
Because whatever it was clanked my shield, so I'm assuming it's going to be right about there. Okay. So I'm going to hit a flaming sphere right there, and last for the duration. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere must make a dexterity saving throw. Creature takes 2d6 fire damage on a failed save, half as much damage on a successful one.
Flaming sphere.
Things get interesting at the end.
light and damage at the same time. That's what I'm shooting for here.
It's a good choice.
Okay, so you're concentrating, by the way.
Yes, I am concentrating.
Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere. Okay. Woo! Alright, this is gonna get interesting.
Yeah. This would be good.
Okay, so you shoot out the flaming sphere, which is your action. Do you do anything else besides that?
I have a bonus action to move my sphere, but I want to see what it is that hit me and what damage I've done to it before I move it.
Okay, so the flaming sphere lights up the room, and you see a hammer-wielding Heinrich in front of you. And he moves away from you to avoid the flame, and he provokes an attack of opportunity if you'd like to use your reaction to attack him.
So did you make a dexterity saving throw?
Not yet, because he hasn't ended his turn within the sphere.
Okay.
So I don't have to yet.
Okay. So I'm sorry, repeat what you said. He moved out of the...
He's going to move away from the sphere and you.
Uh-huh.
And
Gonna
because
back
he's
up.
engaged with you,
Uh-huh.
as he moves away, you get an attack of opportunity if you'd like to
Yes,
take a swing at him.
I would.
Do so then.
And
Please.
I'm sorry, what do I do here with this?
You have to use a weapon attack. You can't use a spell attack.
That's fine. I've got my mace.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna take the
Yeah.
mace and I'm
Good
gonna
choice. Yeah.
after him.
Okay.
And then maybe you talk
How
to
big
him
is this
after you
hammer,
flunk
by the
him.
by?
It's not like a war hammer. It's a carpenter's hammer.
Okay.
You can't be too good. You're sleeping and he still missed you. He hit your shield.
It was dark.
When
Yeah.
I sleep, I usually do put it. That's just my habit anyway.
You probably like
All
are holding
cuddly
the
with your
That's-
shield.
and he
Well,
goes
it's
off,
a
so-
protective, right? So it's a protective, and it's also blocks light and it radiates heat. The shield is very handy.
It's like Wonder Woman.
Cuddly shield.
Cuddle up next to my shield. My shield in one hand and my mace in the other. All with
I
the
can
love of
understand.
Lathander in my heart.
I can understand.
Roll to attack, or did you already?
I did not.
Okay.
And what do I?
What are you attacking with?
My mace.
Okay.
So I use.
You roll a d20
Plus 4.
to attack plus your attack bonus.
That would be 9. Yikes.
9.
9.
Okay, so you swing at Heinrich as he moves away, and he steps out of the way of your attack.
Mm-hmm.
He also steps out of the 5-foot cube sphere, so he doesn't take damage from it.
And my bonus is to roll the sphere at him.
It's not quite your turn yet. So he moves away, and then he throws the hammer at you.
Okay, wait a minute. So I'm confused about this. I created the sphere,
Mm-hmm.
and I was given an attack of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have a bonus action, doesn't that happen in the same turn?
It's his turn right now. You're right. It's his turn right now.
Okay, but how
and
is
his movement is moving away from you.
Right, but how
Which
how
provokes-
can he do that before? Oh, that's what.
'Cause it's not your turn.
That's what provoked the
Attack of
opportunity.
opportunity.
Okay,
It's not your turn.
no, I know. I'm trying
Yeah.
to. I'm sequencing the events.
You used your turn to create the sphere of
the flaming sphere.
flaming sphere.
Right.
Yeah. So you used your turn to create the flaming sphere.
Right.
And his response was to move away. On his turn.
And I could have. And so what I guess a better question would be, I would have a choice between a bonus action or the attack of opportunity. I can't do both.
No, bonus action is on your turn. The opportunity attack is his turn. He moved away and provoked the opportunity.
Right,
your,
but
your
I'm
turn had already ended.
Right, but that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm not clear about.
Yeah.
If
the only thing
if
would
my
be a reaction. So you get an attack of opportunity when it's not your turn. If something moves away, so that's still not your turn.
I understand that part. The part that I'm not understanding is if I sent the flaming sphere at him and that was a fail,
Mm-hmm.
my bonus action would be to send it again before it's his turn.
Yep, but it only does damage when he ends his turn. He hasn't ended his turn yet.
Here's the
And you
problem,
can't use
Shannon,
a
that you're not
bonus
Okay.
understanding.
Yeah.
Your turn
Mhm.
was to create the flaming sphere.
Right. Did that? Yes. Failed.
Well, no.
I mean,
You created a flaming
but,
sphere.
But,
There's
but
a
the
5 foot.
right, but the damage was a fail
No,
with him.
no, because he doesn't. The damage doesn't occur until his turn.
Okay.
So it wouldn't. In your mind, in your action, you
Okay.
created the flaming sphere.
Okay.
There's flames in a 5 foot
Right.
cube area.
Right. Sphere.
That was the end of your turn.
Okay.
You created the flame sphere.
Okay.
His turn now is he's moving away from you.
But
the sphere.
did he do a dexterity saving
No,
throw?
because he doesn't have to do that unless he ends his turn in the sphere.
Okay.
It's a different kind of spell.
All right.
He's moving away
Okay.
from it during his turn, and because he's disengaging from you and moving away, you have an opportunity attack,
Okay.
which you took,
Which I failed.
which missed.
Yeah. Okay.
And so now it's his turn. He's used his movement to step away from you, avoiding the flames.
Right.
Of course, what would you do? You'd get away from
Right.
the flames.
Right.
Now he is out of range to attack you with the weapon, but he's going to throw it at you,
But I'm gonna throw up a warding flare before he throws it.
which you already used your reaction. So, warding flare is a reaction, is it not?
So how did I use my reaction?
To attack him.
to attack him. Okay, so that's
You
what
only
I.
get one reaction per turn.
That's
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
It makes sense, but
Okay.
I wasn't clear on that.
It's
and
sort of.
I probably
this is
would
kind
have
of a funky scenario. 'Cause
Right.
It's a weird spell.
right,
Yeah.
and I would have
It is a
chosen.
little confusing.
Yeah, I would have chosen to do something differently, but anyway.
Okay.
Too
so
late.
he moves
Too
out
late.
and he throws the hammer at you. 18 to hit.
Curses. It hits. All right.
Okay. Let's see.
He's pretty solid with the
He
hammer too, being a coffin
Smacks you
maker.
right in the head with the hammer for 5 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And he uses the rest of his movement to move back away from the flames. You have to roll a constitution check to maintain the concentration. Thank you. I always forget concentration. Yeah.
Constitution.
Yep. It's 10.
10 plus damage.
Whenever you take damage while you're concentrating a spell, you must take a constitution saving throw to maintain your concentration. The DC equals 10 or half the damage you take, whichever is higher. So it's 10
So 10
is the DC.
is my DC, and I need
Yeah.
a Constitution saving throw of 11 then, right?
10 or higher.
10 or higher, and I do not have that.
Okay. So as that hammer hits you in the head, the flames go out and it becomes dark again.
All right.
And it's but it is your turn.
All right. Well then, I am going to do a spiritual weapon
Okay.
and take a swing at him
Okay.
because that lights up also.
So use your bonus action to create the spiritual weapon and attack him. Okay.
Yep.
Roll to hit.
Oh, sorry. Nat 20.
Oh yeah, you fucking crush him. Go ahead and roll damage.
Damage is.
What does your spiritual weapon look like again?
It's a mace. It's
Okay.
also a mace.
Okay.
Yeah. Cast on hit. Target takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus my spell casting modifier.
So because it's a critical hit, roll 2d8 and
Alright.
add your spell casting modifier,
Alright.
which is your wisdom bonus.
12 plus 4.
For the damage. Yep.
So 16.
Your spiritual mace, it's just this sort of spectral mace,
Yep.
swings around in the dark, and somehow, because you saw where he was moving before the flaming sphere went out, you knew exactly where he was, and you just ring this dude's bell.
Okay.
And you
Nice.
hear a body hit the floor.
Excellent.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
The hell?
Jesus.
Started throwing the metal there, but
Wow. Okay.
just right there.
And am I able to, because of the
You have an action still. That was your bonus action.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but because of the mace hanging there, I can see where he is, right? Because it's a spectral.
It doesn't give off enough light to really see.
Okay, then I'm going to do a light cantrip.
Okay.
So that I can light up the room.
You light up the room, and you see the body of Heinrich laying on the floor.
Okay.
His skull is split open. You can see brain matter and just blood seeping down his face as he lays on his back with his eyes just staring up through the ceiling.
You're a priest of the light, huh? Kidding.
As long as nobody's beaning me. I want to know if he's still alive, but
Sure.
but do I have that action to?
Now we're out of initiative.
You're out
now.
of initiative.
Yep. So
Okay.
you can roll a medicine check.
20.
He's dead.
Yeah. All right. Piece of shit. Lathander bless him.
What a piece of shit.
Well.
He's a creature of the light, but when the darkness,
Well,
the light doesn't know.
I'm also practical. So,
And it's also now like you hear rooster crowing again, and it's the morning of your third day in Vallaki is beginning.
okay.
Any chance I hear any of this as I'm waiting out on the street?
You're pretty
watching
far
stuff?
away.
That's
pretty
fine.
far
I'm
away.
still gonna stay here because I wanna know what the hell's going on.
Okay.
I do not want to leave this building because I know there's something hinky weird going on, but I also know that I don't want to get
Kinky weird or kinky weird?
whichever.
We don't know.
And I want to, but I also know better than to. She's at her base. She's practical, so I know he's gonna come sooner or later, and we got dead body. I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna kick the hammer away from him just because that's what you do.
Procedure.
Standard procedure.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go station myself by the door again.
Okay. All right.
Still
So
not going upstairs.
I
I am not going up there alone.
Yeah.
It's not happening, guys.
okay. So it's morning. You guys are waking up. You've been out in the alley. You
Yeah,
spend the
been
whole
in
night out
alley.
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
just watching, waiting for things to happen.
Yep. You get the sense that people take the curfew pretty seriously.
Yeah.
You didn't see any shenanigans. There weren't any teenage kids running around toilet paper in houses or
Right.
any of that kind of stuff. It was pretty above board. You did see occasionally, at a pretty regular interval, the town's guard would come by, and they seemed to be kind of oblivious, but they were just making their rounds. They certainly didn't see you.
Yeah.
You were well hidden. You make your way
All
back
right.
to the Blue Water
So
Inn.
I'd probably go back to the Blue Water Inn and keep an ear out to the. I'll go into the Blue Water Inn and position myself near the door and kind of keep an ear out and still watch out. But there's plenty of people moving around now.
Yep.
Don't
As
need
you
to
go
stand
in,
guard anymore.
As you go inside, you can smell food cooking. Basically, what they're doing is at night they sleep on the floor of the tavern, and then during the day they kind of pack things up and move it out of the way.
Yeah.
And so there's people sitting down to eat, and
All right, I'm gonna eat one more of my berries that I have hanging around, so I don't need to mess around with rations. Good berry.
okay, which is good because it's been almost 24 hours, so the rest of those good berries are gonna kind of start to.
Yeah, they're gonna go
They're
south
going to be
here
bad
pretty quick.
berries.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to be no good McBerries.
No.
And then about the same time you're rolling out of bed, waking up.
Yep, I'll come down there, join you. Get a quick meal from the Blue Water Inn.
Either that or here. You want a good berry?
Yeah, sure. I'll eat
All
that.
right.
Then
Tastes a little sour,
A little
but
sour,
still good.
but it's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
it's still a good berry.
sour good.
It's a
like a
pretty
Sour
good
Patch.
berry at this point.
Then gonna go to get my axe handle and pretty much get ready to head off for the day.
Okay. So you head over to Seligal's.
Yep.
Okay, and
I'll
you're
go
able
with ya.
to you're able to get your axe handle, and it looks beautiful. And he, you give him the 4 gold, and he gives you the axe handle.
Yeah, I'll trade the greater healing potion.
Oh yeah, the greater healing
Yeah, I
potion.
don't
Okay. That's right, I forgot about that. He seems pretty happy to have that potion. And he bids you farewell and safe journey.
And then we wonder, where is Shannon?
Where's Mara?
Mara?
Yep.
Bum, bum, bum.
So I'm gonna go back to Blue Water. You're gonna stay in the building the whole time?
I'm
Or
still
you-
in the
Yeah,
Gravediggers.
she's still locked in.
I'm still in the Gravediggers place.
Coffin
Although
Maker.
at this point, or Coffin Maker, I have unlocked the door and cracked it again,
Alright.
so that I can make a quick getaway should something hinky appear with an H.
So to kind of speed it up, I guess we'll wait for a while. Then the only place we were
I
trying
don't
to
know,
find
go
her.
walking around town saying, Mara!
No, we'll
Hey,
go to the
Mara.
church. Yep.
Sure,
So-
you show up at the church and
Sorry, I'll ask for Mara. Has anyone seen her or anything?
a woman comes up to you and says, yes, your friend went to the Coffin Maker shop.
All right.
Alright,
And that was
so,
the last that I saw her, and that was last evening.
All right. Thank you.
So then
very
over to
much.
the Coffin Maker.
Yep, Coffin Maker.
All right, so you make your way
Mom,
over there,
where you at?
and
You
you
over
see
here?
the door is cracked open.
All right. I'll
As we're walking up,
get my
I'll say,
axe
Mara,
ready.
you in there?
Axe kind of defensive going through and listening to what he says, so he
Yeah.
calls out to you.
Jesus, it took you guys long enough. I've been sitting here since yesterday.
Sorry.
Well,
it's-
whose fault was that?
Well, Christ.
Curfew.
I
it was
would have
fucking
thought you would
dark.
at least checked at the church before you went to bed. Thanks a lot, man.
We
What the
didn't
hell
check
went
last
on?
night.
I almost
What have
got
you
my
been up to?
head, my skull cracked open from this asshole that I killed.
You kind of peek around her when she says that, and you can see there's the
Mhm.
body of a man laying on
Come
the
on
floor,
in.
pool of blood
All right.
surrounding his head.
So this is the deal. This is the dude that that supposedly has the bones of Saint Angelo. He claimed they were upstairs. I wasn't about to go up there by myself and put him to my back and walk into God knows what. And I camped out and I was doing pretty good, but I was trying to irritate the snot out of him. He went to bed. I heard him snoring, and I must have dozed off and woke up to him throwing a hammer at me. And well, you see what happened to him. But here's the thing. Last night, I heard some shuffling around upstairs, kind of creepy. Doubled down my resolve to not go up there alone. I think we should go up there because I think it has something to do with some of this craziness here. And
So you didn't go up there?
and no, I didn't go up there by myself. I'm lucky I'm alive now with this old geezer throwing a hammer at me. And we can go upstairs,
She's got a gash on her head.
Yep.
get the bones. And
Looking at Stan like, she's kind of crazy right now. It's like, who's spent the night with a coffin maker, dead body on the floor,
well,
going through.
Jesus, guys, so we need to go upstairs, get those bones, and take them over to church before we leave town. That's all I'm saying.
How about we just send someone over? I was like, it's really none of our business.
Okay, it may not be any of your business, Thor lover, but it's my business. I'm an acolyte of Lathander. Those bones belong to the Church of Lathander. They need to be back at the church.
Alright, so how about we just inform the town's guard?
Do you trust them? I don't. Come on, man.
It's not our city.
Listen, man.
Alright, if you want to go, we'll go up here. But this is the last thing, and I'm ready to leave this town.
That's fine, and I'm ready to leave too. But I just
I'll
my
kinda-
conscience is
I'll
not gonna
start-
let me.
I'll start storming upstairs.
All right.
Okay.
It's like, this is...
All right. Well, I am going to. Is just before. Okay, so like, are there windows throughout the building, or is it dark inside this building?
It's dark in the building. All the curtains are closed, shut. The windows are barred. The stairway going up to the next level is dark.
All right.
I'm gonna light a torch and.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw a light cantrip up there, up the stairwell.
I'll do it too as I'm storming up it.
So you have light as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
cantrip.
Because
Torch.
I don't want him. If he's gonna storm up there,
You're
I
gonna
don't,
light a torch.
Yeah.
I don't want him. I don't want him mad, or like I don't want him to like go up there blind.
I got light
Because I can
too.
tell he's already pissed off at me.
Yeah, I could cast my own light too.
Okay,
Well,
I didn't realize that. All
If
right.
they both got lights,
It would kind of be.
Then no, I'm gonna save my torch. I'll have the bow ready.
Okay. So what's the marching order up the stairs?
I'm storming.
Yeah, he's going first.
Yeah.
Who's in the
I'm
middle?
going to be right after him
ready to get
because
out
I
of
feel
town.
bad that he's going up first.
Well,
And I
wait,
know,
wait.
And I'm like, dude, there's something weird going on up there.
So you're coming up. You're bringing up the rear.
I'm bringing up the rear.
All right, and we'll stop there for the night. Holy shit! That was a standoff. All right, I'm glad you didn't go up there alone. Holy shit!
Yeah.
All right,
Let's
good job, guys. You killed the Coffin Maker.
kill the Coffin Maker. God, if I can't handle an old man, God help me.
Oh,